Saxony, as we really get the feeling now that pre-season is really kicking in and we're getting much closer to the start of the new season. It's not often off the back of games against Manchester United and Crystal Palace that you feel almost as though you're ramping up your performance levels and your fitness levels.
Well, absolutely. I think when you look at it 3 weeks into the training, pre-season training, and it is a build-up, it's a gradual build-up. It's always the case that you're looking towards that first game of the season. RB Leipzig finished 4th in the Bundesliga last season. They're no mugs. They've certainly got a big stadium full of expectant fans, and I'm sure they're hoping for a great season next season as well. But Liverpool are a different proposition, and as we've seen often enough, that Liverpool are more than capable of getting results against these sort of teams.
Yes, we meet again. It's an opportunity for Liverpool to take another big step towards that Community Shield and towards the start of the new Premier League season. It's a fantastic setting for such a game, the Naby Keita game as it is very much being billed, but it's two very strong sides in front of a very big crowd in the Red Bull Arena, and it feels like it's a big game.
It's a proper match, isn't it? I think when you look at the two teams, they're more than capable. Very strong lineups from both sets of teams. And Kunku, again, he just signed a new contract. A lot of people like say they'll be looking for a big season next season.
Well, any time that Leipzig don't lose their main man is a big thing for them, given the amount of players that have come through this club in recent seasons. And of course, Peter Galaxy is a former Liverpool goalkeeper and very much now the leader of this club as the captain as well, as he leads the side tonight. Felix Schweier from the Bundesliga is the man in charge, and whilst we talk about the strength of the Leipzig side that takes on Liverpool tonight, it's a very strong looking Liverpool side that's named by Jurgen Klopp, and they will all get a good amount of game time tonight, more than a half of football. Adrian continues in goal even though Alisson is back, but it's good to see the likes of Andrew Robertson, who came back a little later than the others, Trent Alexander-Arnold, are all very much back into the swing of things now.
Well, when you look at that lineup, I don't think that'll be far out from the lineup that starts the season. It's a very strong starting 11. Adrian obviously in the goal because of the injuries between the two goalkeepers, Kelleher and Alisson. But other than that, I think that's a very strong starting 11 for Liverpool here tonight.
Well, before we start tonight, we are going to pause and pay tribute and remember a great West Germany player, Uwe Seeler, who has died at the age of 85 years old, 72 appearances for the national team, and one of the most instantly recognisable players of all time for West Germany. Lovely tribute for a very famous and popular footballer. And Jurgen Klopp speaking before the game about his respect for someone who was a great figurehead for what was, of course, West German football now. Well, for Naby Keita and for Ibrahima Konate, it's a return to where they plied their trade. Of course, it wasn't under Domenico Tedesco. They've got through a few coaches since then. And the players together take the knee.
I was just saying in the build-up as well, though, John, the model's still the same, isn't it? Like exciting young coaches, young teams.
Well, it's a team that is built on a model, isn't it? It's the coaching staff. Domenico Tedesco did a wonderful job with Schalke the other year, finishing second in the Bundesliga, and then went off to work in Russia with Spartak Moscow, which is a bit of hiding to nothing, with the greatest of respect to Spartak Moscow, but he's back in Germany now, having come back in December 2021. And they do follow that pattern, that typeset. There's Naby Keita. Alexander-Arnold. Robertson. Squeezing it towards Roberto Firmino, but Galaxy is there. I mentioned in the setting up of the Leipzig team, of course, Dominik Szoboszlai is there now, the Hungarian who's a wonderful talent. Seen many Premier League clubs linked with him in recent seasons. The fact that Nkunku is still there as well. They're blessed with a very good recruitment setup. And then they've still got the old warriors, the likes of Halstenberg and Willy Orban as well. Salah. The challenge of Halstenberg. That won't find Nkunku though. Here's Virgil van Dijk. It's been a difficult pre-season goalkeeping-wise for Liverpool so far. Alisson, of course, had that little problem in the Far East. Praveen Kelleher has been working at the AXA training centre, but he's been coming back from injury as well. Opportunity for Adrian and, of course, Harvey Davies, who we saw the other day as well. A great opportunity for a young Scouser to get some game time. What he'd worked towards all the way since he was, what, 9 years old?
I was very impressed actually with him when he came on. He didn't have too many saves to make, but he had the poise and the calmness of the rest of the goalkeepers. His distribution was absolutely outstanding as well.
Angelino looking very sharp, isn't he, with that haircut? Remember him from his time at Manchester City playing against Liverpool. Of course, his time at Leipzig, where he's become a free scoring fullback. Thiago. Salah. It's a lovely roll to take away from Halstenberg. I'm entirely sure he was looking for Luis Diaz there. I think maybe Firmino went the other way to where Salah wanted him to go.
Well, he's been lively from the start as Mohamed Salah. Not seen too much of Luis Diaz on that far side, but certainly Salah's seen plenty of the ball.
Towards Alexander Sorloth. Luis Diaz. Fermo challenged by Simakan. Again, another that's been produced on the never-ending line of players that Leipzig take at a young age and then just slot into their team. Bringing in from Strasbourg, who of course we'll see a week on Sunday at Anfield. There's a foul by Thiago.
I think we're doing Strasbourg a little bit like disrespect, but they're not one of their feeder clubs, are they? No, it's Salzburg, the feeder club for Leipzig.
So they go to Salzburg, who of course we'll see next week as well, and then they go to their feeder team, which is Leipzig. They play in the second tier in Austria, and wonderful developing players who saw with like Minamino and so many, Naby Keita and so many others down the last few years. So many teams have been picking them off the tree there and seeing them blossom in their own teams.
Just watching Liverpool at the start, it's noticeable that Mohamed Salah, he's playing very narrow, isn't he? We have seen him in the wide position, but mostly on occasions we've seen him as a threatening, potent striking force. He's been more or less through the centre. Whether that's a ploy from Liverpool or not, I'm not 100% sure.
Well, Andrew Robertson went, but he would have had to go a fair bit further to catch that one from Thiago. Still very much of the feeling, Jurgen Klopp, and the opinion that